UFC 319 Khamzat Chimaev vs Dricus du Plessis, Numerology Prediction and Breakdown. At UFC 319 on August 16, 2025, middleweight monsters collide as the undefeated Khamzat Chimaev takes on the ferocious Dricus du Plessis. On a Universal Day 6, the energy favors balance, responsibility, and endurance. Fighters who can maintain composure while executing their game plan will thrive. Will Chimaev's dominant wrestling smother du Plessis, or will Stillknock's unorthodox striking and iron will overcome the hype train? Khamzat Chimaev record, 14-0. Born on May 1, 1994, fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, Chimaev stands 6 feet 2 inches with a 75-inch reach, a grappling phenom with terrifying top control and rapidly improving striking. Strengths: world-class wrestling and sambo, relentless pressure and pace, underrated knockout power, never been seriously hurt in fights. Weaknesses: untested in championship rounds, sometimes overcommits to takedowns. Striking defense can be porous. Numerology edge: Chimaev's life path 11 gives him extraordinary instincts but emotional volatility. His 2025 personal year 6 brings adaptability. The Universal Day 6 energy aligned well with his usual bulldozing approach, requiring more measured control. Path to victory: Chimaev must establish his wrestling early, control the pace of the fight, and avoid wild exchanges. If he can implement his grappling game while conserving energy, he can dominate the later rounds. Dricus du Plessis, record, 23-2. Born on January 14, 1994, fighting out of Pretoria, South Africa, du Plessis stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 76-inch reach, an unorthodox striker with knockout power and incredible durability. Strengths: devastating and unpredictable striking, iron chin and recovery ability, excellent cardio for his style, proven in 5-round wars. Weaknesses: defensive grappling vulnerabilities, sometimes too wild with strikes, absorbs too much damage. Numerology edge: du Plessis' life path 11 mirrors Chimaev's, creating a battle of instinctual warriors. His 2025 personal year 6 enhances creativity, which could help him find unique solutions to Chimaev's wrestling. Path to victory: du Plessis needs to keep the fight standing, use his footwork to create angles, and attack the body to slow Chimaev down. If he can survive the early rounds, his durability and cardio may become factors. Final prediction: numerology meets mayhem. Both fighters share life path 11's intensity, but Day 6's need for balance and endurance slightly favors Chimaev's more disciplined approach over du Plessis' chaos. If Chimaev implements his wrestling early, he could control the fight. If du Plessis keeps it standing, his power may find a home. The numbers suggest Chimaev's grappling and improving fight IQ will be the difference. I'm expecting Khamzat Chimaev to win inside distance. His control time and top pressure will accumulate over 5 rounds. Lerone Murphy vs Aaron Pico, Numerology Prediction and Breakdown. At UFC 319 on August 16, 2025, featherweight contenders collide as the technical Lerone Murphy faces the explosive Aaron Pico. On a Universal Day 6, the energy emphasizes balance, endurance, and strategic execution. Fighters who can maintain composure under pressure will thrive. Will Murphy's precision striking outclass Pico, or will the phenom's wrestling and power prove too much to handle? Lerone Murphy record, 16-0. Born on July 22, 1991, fighting out of Manchester, England, Murphy stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 73-inch reach, a calculated striker with sharp counters and excellent defensive awareness. Strengths: pinpoint accuracy in striking, superb takedown defense, 88%, calm under pressure, efficient cardio management. Weaknesses: can be overly cautious at times, limited offensive wrestling, not a high-volume output striker. Numerology edge: Murphy's life path forgives him discipline and structure, perfect for Day 6's strategic demands. His 2025 personal year 2 obstruct his analytical approach may make him too patient against Pico's explosiveness. Path to victory: Murphy must maintain distance, counter Pico's aggressive entries, and avoid the clinch. If he can frustrate Pico with his defensive mastery, he can outpoint him over 3 rounds. Aaron Pico record, 13-4. Born on September 26, 1996, fighting out of Whittier, California, Pico stands 5 feet 8 inches with a 70-inch reach, a former wrestling prodigy with devastating knockout power in his hands. Strengths: elite wrestling credentials, one-punch KO power, aggressive pressure fighting, improved striking combinations. Weaknesses: defensive gaps when striking, cardio questions in later rounds, can be too eager to brawl. Numerology edge: Pico's life path 6 gives him perfectionist tendencies but emotional volatility. His 2025 personal year 8 is in full alignment with his driver 8, which gives him an extra edge in this fight. Universal Day 6 is also aligned with his life path 6 good for his usual all-out style. Path to victory. Pico needs to close the distance early, mix wrestling with power punches, and avoid prolonged striking exchanges. If he can ground Murphy, his top control could dominate. Final prediction, precision versus power. Murphy's 4, technical, but risks being too passive. Pico's 6, explosive, but must control emotions. Day SIXS endurance focus slightly favors Pico's calculated approach, but Pico's early threat looms large. I'm expecting Ian Pico to win by split decision. His defensive mastery and counter-striking might edge Pico's bursts of offense in close fight. Jeff Neal versus Carlos Prates, numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC 319, welterweight strikers collide as the powerful Jeff Neal faces the surging Carlos Prates. On a Universal Day 6, the energy favors balance, endurance, and tactical precision. Fighters who can blend power with patience will thrive. Will Neal's devastating boxing overwhelm Prates, or will the prodigy's dynamic kicking game carve a path to victory? Jeff Neal, record, 16-6. Born on August 28, 1990, fighting out of Dallas, Texas, Neal stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 75-inch reach, a compact powerhouse with fight-ending hands and underrated wrestling. Strengths: crisp, powerful boxing combinations, excellent chin and recovery ability, underrated defensive grappling, proven against elite competition. Weaknesses: struggles with long-range kickers, can be slow to start, conditioning questions in later rounds. Numerology edge. Neal's life path 1 gives him natural knockout power and leadership, but his 2025 personal year 8 demands control he sometimes lacks. Day SIXS need for balance challenges his all-or-nothing style. Path to victory. Neal must close the distance behind his jab, attack the body to slow Prates down, and avoid prolonged kicking exchanges. If he traps Prates against the cage, his hooks could end the night early. Carlos Prates, record, 21-7. Born on August 17, 1993, fighting out of Brasilia, Brazil, Prates stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 78-inch reach, a long, creative striker with devastating kicks and sneaky power. Strengths: dynamic kicking game, head/body/legs, excellent footwork and angles, dangerous knees in the clinch, 5-inch reach advantage. Weaknesses: untested against top-tier boxers, can be too reliant on kicks, defensive holes when pressured. Numerology edge. Prates' life path 11 grants flashes of brilliance but inconsistency. His 2025 personal year 3 enhances creativity, aligning well with Day SIXS strategic demands if he stays disciplined. Path to victory. Prates needs to maintain distance, attack Neal's lead leg early, and mix in clinch knees when Neal closes. If he survives the first 2 rounds, his volume could overwhelm Neal's power. Final prediction: power versus precision. Neal's 1 seeks decisive, explosive moments. Prates' 11 capable of brilliance but unpredictable. Day SIXS endurance focus slightly favors Prates' volume, but Neal's equalizer remains ever-present. I'm expecting Carlos Prates to win by unanimous decision. His kicking game and reach will accumulate damage over 3 rounds, though Neal will have moments. Carlos Prates 60%. Jeff Neal 40%. Jared Cannonier versus Michael Paige. Numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC 319, middleweight veterans collide as the powerful Jared Cannonier takes on the flashy Michael Venom Paige. On a Universal Day 6, the energy emphasizes balance, endurance, and tactical execution. Fighters who can blend power with precision will thrive. Will Cannonier's crushing strength overwhelm Paige, or will MVP's elusive movement and sniper striking pick apart the killer gorilla? Jared Cannonier, record, 18-8. Born on March 16, 1984, fighting out of Dallas, Texas, Cannonier stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 77-inch reach, a former heavyweight with brutal power and surprising agility. Strengths: devastating power in both hands, excellent clinch work, and dirty boxing. Underrated cardio for his size. Granite chin, only stopped once by strikes. Weaknesses: struggles with elusive movers, slow starter, limited kicking game. Numerology edge. Cannonier's life path 5 makes him adaptable but inconsistent. His 2025 personal year 1 amplifies his aggression and knockout power, perfect for early dominance. Day SIXS endurance focus helps him maintain pressure beyond his usual output. Path to victory. Cannonier must cut off the cage early, punish Paige's legs to slow his movement, and unleash power in the clinch. If he drags Paige into deep waters, his physicality and personal year 1 energy could produce a finish. Michael Paige, record, 23-3. Born on April 7, 1987, fighting out of London, England, Paige stands 6 feet 3 inches with an 80-inch reach, a karate-style sniper with unorthodox angles and fight-ending precision. Strengths: Elusive footwork and head movement. Laser-accurate straight punches. 4-inch reach advantage. Psychological warfare, taunts/fakes. Weaknesses. Untested against elite grapplers. Can be too passive at times. Questionable chin when hit clean. Numerology edge. Paige's life path 9 gives him showmanship, but emotional extremes. His 2025 personal year 2 emphasizes timing and counter-striking, but day SXS discipline requirement conflicts with his flashy style. Path to victory. Paige needs to stay at kicking range, pepper Cannonier with straight lefts, and avoid the clinch. If he frustrates Cannonier early, he could lure him into reckless charges. Final prediction, personal year 1 power versus personal year 2 precision. Cannonier's personal year 1 enhanced aggression and finishing ability. Paige's personal year 2 sharp counters but lacks urgency. Day SIXS endurance demands favor Cannonier's improved pressure, while Paige's reactive approach may start too late. I'm expecting Jared Cannonier to win by late TKO. His early pressure and personal year 1 power will compromise Paige's movement, leading to a ground-and-pound finish. Tim Elliott vs. Kai Asakura, numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC 319 flyweight veterans collide as the unorthodox Tim Elliott takes on the dynamic Kai Asakura. On a universal day 6, the energy emphasizes balance, endurance, and tactical execution. Fighters who can blend creativity with discipline will thrive. Will Elliott's relentless grappling overwhelm Asakura, or will the Fire Kid's explosive striking prove too much to handle? Tim Elliott, record, 21-13. Born on December 24, 1986, fighting out of Lee's Summit, Missouri, Elliott stands 5 feet 7 inches with a 66-inch reach, a chaotic wrestler with unorthodox submissions and endless cardio. Strengths. Relentless takedown chains, for 0.5 per fight. Unpredictable submission attempts. Granite chin, only 2 KO losses in 35 fights. Proven against elite competition. Weaknesses. Wild striking defense. Can be outpointed by technical strikers. Aging at 38 years old. Numerology edge. Elliott's life path 6 gives him durability, but predictability. His 2025 personal year 9 brings adaptability, but day SIXS structure challenges his chaotic style. Path to victory. Elliott must close distance immediately, chain wrestling attempts, and force scrambles. If he drags Asakura into deep waters, his experience could shine. Kai Asakura, record, 21-5. Born on October 31, 1993, fighting out of Aichi, Japan, Asakura stands 5 feet 6 inches with a 67-inch reach, a former Risen champ with lightning hands and killer instincts. Strengths. Devastating boxing combinations. Quick level changes for takedowns. 12 KO/TKOs, 60% finish rate. Peak athleticism at 31 years old. Weaknesses. Untested against elite wrestlers. Can overextend in exchanges. Limited 5-round experience. Numerology edge. Asakura's life path 9 grants killer instinct, but emotional highs/lows. His 2025 personal year 5 aligns with power and control, perfect for day SXS balanced aggression. Path to victory. Asakura needs to keep distance early, punish Elliott's entries, and stuff takedowns. If he hurts Elliott standing, his killer instinct could end it. Final prediction, chaos versus precision. Elliott 6, durable but methodical. Asakura's 9, explosive but inconsistent. Day SIXS endurance focus slightly favors Elliott's grinding style, but Asakura's power looms large. I'm expecting Tim Elliott to win by submission. Kai Asakura 40%. Tim Elliott 60%. Gerald Meerschaert vs. Michael Oleksiejczuk, numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC 317, middleweight veterans collide as the submission ace Gerald Meerschaert takes on the power-punching Michael Oleksiejczuk. On a universal day 6, the energy emphasizes balance, endurance, and tactical execution. Fighters who can blend durability with fight-ending ability will thrive. Will Meerschaert's slick grappling catch Oleksiejczuk, or will Huzar's heavy hands find another knockout? Gerald Meerschaert, record, 37-19. Born on December 18, 1987, fighting out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Meerschaert stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 77-inch reach, a BJJ black belt with 26 career submissions and granite durability. Strengths. World-class submission game, 10 UFC subs. Excellent guard recovery and scrambles. Proven cardio in long fights. Weaknesses. Slow starter. Struggles with explosive wrestlers. Takedown defense just 45%. Numerology edge. Meerschaert's life path 1 gives him finishing instinct, but emotional highs/lows. His 2025 personal year 3 enhances creativity, but risks recklessness. Day SIXS endurance focus helps his grinding style. Path to victory. Meerschaert must survive early pressure, drag Oleksiejczuk into deep waters and hunt submissions when the Polish fighter tires. If he can get the fight to the mat, his BJJ could shine. Michael Oleksiejczuk, record, 20-9, 1-NC. Born on February 22, 1995, fighting out of Warsaw, Poland, Oleksiejczuk stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 74-inch reach, a compact power puncher with 13 career knockouts. Strengths: devastating left-hand power, aggressive pressure fighting, improved takedown defense, 75%, fast starts in first rounds. Weaknesses: cardio fades after round 1, limited offensive grappling, can be too hittable in exchanges. Numerology edge: Oleksiejczuk's life path 3 gives him structure but rigidity. His 2025 personal year 6 demands responsibility, challenging his usual reckless style. Day 6 tests his endurance. Path to victory: Oleksiejczuk needs to pressure immediately, land his left hand early, and avoid grappling exchanges. If he hurts Meerschaert standing, his killer instinct could end the fight. Final prediction: grappler versus power. Meerschaert's 9, submission threat but slow starts. Oleksiejczuk's 4, power but cardio concerns. Day SXS endurance focus favors Meerschaert's grinding style, but Oleksiejczuk's early power looms large. I'm expecting Michael Oleksiejczuk to win by KO. Gerald Meerschaert 40%. Michael Oleksiejczuk 60%. Jessica Andrade versus Godinez, numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC 319, strawweight contenders collide as the powerful Jessica Andrade faces the relentless Godinez. On a universal day 6, the energy emphasizes balance, endurance, and tactical execution. Fighters who can maintain high output while staying disciplined will thrive. Will Andrade's legendary power prove too much, or will Godinez's relentless pace wear down the former champion? Jessica Andrade record, 26-14. Born on September 25, 1991, fighting out of Parana, Brazil, Andrade stands 5 feet 1 inch with a 62-inch reach, one of the most feared power punchers in women's MMA history. Strengths: devastating knockout power in both hands, brutal body shots and clinch work, iron chin, never been stopped by strikes, championship-level experience. Weaknesses: significant reach disadvantage, can be outworked by volume strikers. Takedown defense just 58%. Numerology edge: Andrade's life path 9 gives her explosive finishing ability but emotional volatility. Her 2025 personal year 7 enhances adaptability but risks inconsistency. Day SIXS endurance demands may expose her cardio limitations against Godinez's pace. Godinez record, 13-5. Born on September 6, 1993, fighting out of Vancouver, Canada, Godinez stands 5 feet 3 inches with a 63-inch reach, a high motor pressure fighter with improving skills. Strengths: relentless pace and pressure, strong wrestling and top control, excellent cardio in deep fights, underrated striking combinations. Weaknesses: limited one-punch knockout power, can be predictable with entries, struggles against elite athletes. Numerology edge: Godinez's life path 1 gives her natural aggression and self-reliance. Her 2025 personal year 6 enhances analytical skills, perfect for dissecting Andrade's attacks. Day 6 strongly favors her grinding, high-output style. Final prediction: the pace makes the race. Godinez's life path 1 calculated pressure and endurance. Andrade's life path 9 explosive but inconsistent. Day SIXS energy is tailor-made for Godinez's style. While Andrade will have dangerous moments early, the Canadian's pace will overwhelm as the fight progresses. I'm expecting Godinez to win by unanimous decision. Her volume and cardio will accumulate damage over 3 rounds. Confidence level: Godinez 65%. Jessica Andrade 35%. Chase Hooper versus Alexander Hernandez, numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC 319, lightweight contenders clash as the grappling ace Chase Hooper takes on the heavy-handed Alexander Hernandez. On a universal day 6, the energy favors balance, endurance, and tactical execution. Fighters who can blend discipline with adaptability will thrive. Will Hooper's submission game catch Hernandez, or will the great ape's explosive power prove too much for the young grappler? Chase Hooper, record, 16-3. Born on September 13, 1999, fighting out of Enumclaw, Washington, Hooper stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 74-inch reach, a BJJ specialist with unorthodox striking and relentless submission hunting. Strengths: elite grappling, 9 submission wins, creative guard play and scrambles, excellent cardio in deep fights, durable chin, never been KO'd. Weaknesses: striking defense needs work, can be too willing to pull guard, struggles with powerful wrestlers. Numerology edge: Hooper's life path 5 gives him adaptability but inconsistency. His 2025 personal year 4 brings structure and discipline, perfect for tightening his game against Hernandez's power. Day SIXS endurance, focus plays to his grinding style. Path to victory. Hooper must survive early pressure, drag Hernandez into grappling exchanges, and hunt submissions when the fight hits the mat. If he can avoid damage in the first round, his BJJ could dominate later. Alexander Hernandez, record, 16-8. Born on October 1, 1992, fighting out of San Antonio, Texas, Hernandez stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 72-inch reach, a powerful striker with explosive hands and improving wrestling. Strengths. Devastating knockout power, 7 KOs. Fast starts in first rounds. Improved takedown defense, 75%. Aggressive pressure fighting. Weaknesses. Cardio fades in later rounds. Can be too reckless in exchanges. Struggles with elite grapplers. Numerology edge. Hernandez's life path 5 gives him precision but emotional volatility. His 2025 personal year 2 emphasizes patience and timing, a challenge against Hooper's grappling. Day 6 tests his endurance. Path to victory. Hernandez needs to pressure early, land power shots, and avoid prolonged grappling exchanges. If he hurts Hooper standing, his killer instinct could end the fight. Final prediction, discipline versus power. Hooper's forgives him structured approach to neutralize Hernandez's explosiveness. Hernandez's one give him explosive power and reactive strategy. Day SIXS endurance demands favor Hooper's grinding style, while Hernandez's early power remains dangerous. I'm expecting Chase Hooper to win by submission. His grappling will overcome Hernandez's early storm when the Texan tires. Chase Hooper 60%. Alexander Hernandez 40%. Edson Barboza vs. Dricus Klose, numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC 319, lightweight veterans collide as the legendary striker Edson Barboza takes on the relentless Dricus Klose. On a universal day 6, the energy emphasizes balance, endurance, and tactical execution. Fighters who can blend power with discipline will thrive. Will Barboza's devastating striking keep Klose at bay, or will Klose's pressure and wrestling grind down the Brazilian? Edson Barboza, record, 24-12. Born on January 21, 1986, fighting out of Nova Friburgo, Brazil, Barboza stands 5 feet 11 inches with a 75-inch reach, one of MMA's most dangerous strikers with 14 knockouts. Strengths. Best kicks in MMA history, spinning wheel kick KOs. Crisp boxing combinations. Underrated takedown defense, 75%. Experience against elite competition. Weaknesses. Struggles with relentless pressure. Can be backed against the cage. Aging at 39 years old. Numerology edge. Barboza's life path 1 gives him explosive power but predictability. His 2025 personal year 4 brings structure but may limit his creativity. Day SIXS endurance focus challenges his counter-striking style. Path to victory. Barboza must maintain distance, attack Klose's lead leg early, and avoid prolonged clinch exchanges. If he keeps it standing, his striking could dominate. Dricus Klose record, 15-3. Born on March 9, 1988, fighting out of Glendale, Arizona, Klose stands 5 feet 9 inches with a 70-inch reach, a grinding wrestler with improving striking and granite cardio. Strengths. Relentless pressure and cardio. Strong clinch work and dirty boxing. Durable chin, never been KO'd. Underrated power in hands. Weaknesses. Limited kicking game. Can be outpointed by technical strikers. Struggles against elite athletes. Numerology edge. Klose's life path 2 gives him patience but reactivity. His 2025 personal year 3 enhances creativity, perfect for mixing up his attacks. Day 6 strongly favors his grinding style. Path to victory. Klose needs to close distance immediately, pin Barboza against the cage, and wear him down with clinch strikes. If he survives early, his cardio could dominate. Final prediction, striker versus grinder. Barboza's 1 seeks explosive finishes but may be too cautious. Klose's 2 patient but enhanced creativity. Day SXS endurance focus favors Klose's grinding style, while Barboza's power remains dangerous. I'm expecting Dricus Klose to win by decision. His pressure and cardio will accumulate damage over 3 rounds. Dricus Klose 60%. Edson Barboza 40%. Bryan Battle vs. Nursultan Ruziboev, numerology prediction and breakdown. At UFC Fight Night on August 16, 2025, welterweight prospects collide as the dynamic Bryan Battle takes on the dangerous Nursultan Ruziboev. Will Battle's well-rounded skills outclass Ruziboev, or will the Nomad's powerful striking score another highlight reel finish? Bryan Battle, record, 13-2. Born on September 21, 1994, fighting out of Charlotte, North Carolina, Battle stands 6 feet 1 inch with a 78-inch reach, a TUF winner with improving striking and solid grappling. Strengths. Excellent reach and frame for welterweight. Well-rounded skills, 5 KOs, 3 subs. High fight IQ and adaptability. Good cardio in longer fights. Weaknesses. Can be too patient at times. Defensive grappling needs work. Untested against elite power punchers. Numerology edge. Battle's life path 8 gives him finishing instinct but emotional highs/lows. His 2025 personal year 3 enhances adaptability but risks inconsistency. Day SIXS endurance focus helps his grinding style. Path to victory. Battle must use his reach advantage, mix strikes with takedowns, and avoid prolonged exchanges with the powerful Ruziboev. If he can drag the fight into later rounds, his cardio could be the difference. Nursultan Ruziboev record 36-9. Born on November 19, 1993, fighting out of Tashkent, Uzbekistan, Ruziboev stands 6 feet 3 inches with a 76-inch reach, a devastating striker with 23 knockouts. Strengths. 1-punch KO power in both hands. Excellent clinch striking and knees. Durable chin. Massive experience, 45 fights. Weaknesses. Defensive wrestling vulnerabilities. Can be too aggressive in exchanges. Cardio questions in longer fights. Numerology edge. Ruziboev's life path 7 gives him precision, but overthinking. His 2025 personal year 8 brings power and control. Day 6 tests his ability to pace himself. Path to victory. Ruziboev needs to pressure immediately, land his power shots early, and avoid grappling exchanges. If he hurts Battle standing, his killer instinct could end the fight. Final prediction, technician versus power. Battle's 8, well-rounded but inconsistent. Ruziboev's 7, powerful but cardio concerns. Day SIXS endurance focus slightly favors Battle's grinding style, but Ruziboev's power is always dangerous. I'm expecting Bryan Battle by unanimous decision. His reach and volume will accumulate damage over 3 rounds. Confidence level. Bryan Battle's 65%. Nursultan Ruziboev 44%.